Alright, so there's a new Rick and Morty episode, and it is called Analyze Piss. The plot of it is pretty much this. Funny and random characters start popping up more and more, and Rick is exhausted from having to deal with them. Alright, let's get into the good parts of this episode, and the first thing I'll say is that it was cool to see Rick going to therapy. Although he doesn't go to therapy throughout the entire episode, there are definitely moments in the episode where he's there and he's actually progressing and learning to be a somewhat better person or handle his personal responsibilities and just the way that he views himself in general. And I thought that the show, usually when they address Rick in therapy, have always done a pretty good job of showcasing a side of Rick that we're not really used to. Another thing that I liked about this episode was the fact that Jerry was kind of this badass hero guy. You know, after he beats the crap out of Pissman and becomes this, hero, he ends up going to kill these alternate versions of Hitler that if he didn't kill those people, they would have caused 30 billion deaths. So I guess what Jerry was doing was a good thing. He even becomes a member of this group as well. Everything's going well for Jerry. And once again, it was pretty cool to see, stuff go well for Jerry because he's usually the butt of the joke. He's always the guy that's just gets crapped on, and it's cool to see that he's not that type of guy in this episode. The last thing that I'll say before I get into my criticisms and my overall thoughts is that I thought Pissman was actually a standout in this episode. Obviously, after he gets the crap beaten out of him from Jerry, he ends up killing himself, and I guess that kind of shows, the negatives that, just bad press will do to someone and how people perceive you can affect someone, and the fact that, I don't know how I would react if I got beat the crap out of, and not only did I get the crap beaten out of me, now everyone sees that I got the crap beaten out of me, and I'm already perceived as a horrible person. And I guess that's the result of what would happen. I'm not saying that every person would end up doing what Pissman did, but it's not ridiculous to say that that wouldn't happen. Alright, let's get into my only criticism or my few criticisms of this episode. And the first thing is that there's this big battle at the end of the episode between Jerry and Rick as Pissman. And I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't care. I don't really care about, third act battles anymore, whether it's the MCU or anything. And it's not that, at every single TV show or movie, I don't care, but it just has to be done differently because we've seen it play out so many times. So that part at the end of the episode I didn't like. Another thing that I didn't like was the jokes. I just didn't really laugh at all in this episode. Maybe I just wasn't in the mood for Rick and Morty, I don't know, but the jokes were not funny in this episode. But overall, those are my thoughts on Rick and Morty Season 6, Episode 8. Did you guys like it as much as I did? Or actually, I didn't like it at all. But did you guys like it? Let me know in the comments. And those are my thoughts on that.